Those of you who follow my channel will be aware that I have been reciting some of the last sections of the Flower Adornment Sutra, specifically the translation by the Bhikshu Dharma Mitra and published by Kalavinka Press. Most recently, I began uploading Chapter 39 conclusion, specifically the conduct and vows of Samantabhadra. For anyone who is not aware, Wikipedia describes Samantabhadra Bodhisattva as follows. Samantabhadra, literally universal worthy, or all good, is a great bodhisattva in Buddhism associated with practice and meditation. Together with Shakyamuni Buddha and Bodhisattva Manjushri, he forms the Shakyamuni triad in Mahayana Buddhism. He is the patron of the Lotus Sutra, and, according to the Avatamsaka Sutra, made the 10 great vows, which are the basis of a bodhisattva. In Chinese Buddhism, Samantabhadra is known as Pukchian and is associated with action, whereas Manjushri is associated with prajna, or transcendent wisdom. In Japan, this bodhisattva is known as Fugen and is often venerated in Tendai and Shingon Buddhism. In the Nyingma school of Tibetan Buddhism, Samantabhadra is also the name of the Adi Buddha, often portrayed in indivisible union or Yabhyam with his consort Samantabhadri. In the Lotus Sutra, Samantabhadra is described at length in the epilogue called the Samantabhadra Meditation Sutra, with special detail given to visualization of the Bodhisattva and the virtues of devotion to him. Samantabhadra is also a key figure in the Avatamsaka Sutra, particularly in the last chapter, the Gandavyuha Sutra. In the climax of the Gandavyuha Sutra, the student Sudana meets Samantabhadra Bodhisattva, who teaches him that wisdom only exists for the sake of putting it into practice, that it is only good insofar as it benefits all living beings. In the Avatamsaka Sutra, the Buddha states that Samantabhadra Bodhisattva made 10 great vows in his path to full Buddhahood. 1. To pay homage and respect to all Buddhas. 2. To praise the Thus Come One, Tathagata. 3. To make abundant offerings, that is, to give generously. 4. To repent misdeeds and evil karmas. 5. To rejoice in others' merits and virtues. 6. To request the Buddhas to continue teaching. 7. To request the Buddhas to remain in the world. 8. To follow the teachings of the Buddhas at all times, past, present, and future. 9. To accommodate and benefit all living beings. And 10. To transfer all merits and virtues to benefit all beings. The 10 vows have become a common practice in East Asian Buddhism, particularly the 10th vow, with many Buddhists traditionally dedicating their merit and good works to all beings during Buddhist liturgies. So now you've heard the 10 vows as stated in the Wikipedia article. Now what I'm going to do is recite the 10 vows as translated in the Flower Adornment Sutra in the Kalavinka publication. 1. To revere all Buddhas. 2. To proclaim the praises of the Tathagata. 3. To extensively cultivate the making of offerings. 4. Is to repent the karmic obstacles. 5. Is to rejoice in others' merit. 6. Is to request the turning of the Dharma wheel. 7. Is to request the Buddhas to remain in the world. 8. Is to always follow the Buddha's course of training. 9. Is to constantly accord with all beings. And 10. Is to universally dedicate all merit. Now what I'll do is I'll type those up and put them in the description of this particular video and make you aware, if you're not already, that in that conclusion to Chapter 39, entitled The Conduct and Vows of Samantabhadra, the text goes into great detail for each of these 10 vows in terms of how they are to be implemented. This is the teaching that Samantabhadra is giving to Sudana the youth. He says, if one wishes to perfect these gateways to the meritorious qualities, meaning the meritorious qualities of the Tathagata, then one should cultivate 10 kinds of vast practices and vows. And then he goes on to describe the 10, again, in summary form as well as in extensive verbiage describing each one. To repeat them one more time. The first is to revere all Buddhas. The second is to proclaim the praises of the Tathagata. The third is to extensively cultivate the making of offerings. The fourth is to repent karmic obstacles. The fifth is to rejoice in others' merit. The sixth is to request the turning of the Dharma wheel. The seventh is to request the Buddhas to remain in the world. The eighth is to always follow the Buddha's course of training. The ninth is to constantly accord with beings. And the 10th is to universally dedicate all merit.